on lolcowlive. Bringing back the tryouts. Tryouts we haven't seen since January of this year. Actually, no, it was December of last year. It's been a long time since we've had tryouts. We need a new host on lolcow Aussie. A new host on lolcow live. But we also are launching 3 brand new shows. And each of those shows will have 2 hosts. If my math serves me correctly, that is 2, 4, 6, 8 new hires. Ladies and gentlemen, tryouts start right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are back with another lolcow live special episode, whatever it is. I'll you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So if you did not watch the lolcow live episode for Saturday, Sunday, Keemstar decided that he wanted to create 3 new shows, and he wants around like 6 to 8 hosts technically. Technically, he also needs 2 more hosts for the main show and for Ozzy. So overall 8, but he needs 6 for, or technically, you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say, right? And I'll be truthful with you. Watching this was not a great time. It was very hard on my end. I know for a fact that a lot of the time I'm not very entertaining, right? I'm very honest about my content, who I am as a person, and so on. And watching this was just like, oh, God, save me now. It wasn't like, oh, hey, there's some cringy moment that I can clip and be funny. It was more like, okay, next person, please. It was like that. So I decided when I was doing this, I'll just grab whatever I have and just say something about it because I felt that I was being assaulted. It was like a lot of it was so bad that it was not even that it was good. It was just like, come on, you guys can try a little harder. Now, I understand that a lot of the auditions, right, they do. Normally, most of the people don't really get a show. He was giving a lot of these people not host roles. He was giving them YouTube roles, and I'm like, why? It was just a little mind-boggling. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has said this in the past, but having random Discord people and giving them a show doesn't usually work out as well, as keemstar things. But I think because it's easier for him to control and easier for him to basically manipulate, especially when it's coming to money, it's whatever. And, it is what it is.
All right, well, we already have people in waiting.
Oh my God, Morgan. That was quick.
Yeah, that is quick. Daredevil, you want to turn on your camera?
Yes, one moment. Let me just mute the stream. Jesus, that's crazy. I did not expect you to pull in that quick. All right. And turn on. I'm here for business.
Okay,
right?
So what?
For real.
Are you Dr. Disrespect?
Oh, I wish I had a moment. That would be great. No, I'm here as a businesswoman man, okay? I got the suit and everything. I'm ready for this. And cow. All right. So I just want to pitch you a lolcow creative channel idea, okay? It'll open you to a whole new audience of art and creative people. You're not that kind of people.
Dare I say, a whole new world.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Listen, it's gonna be good, okay? Believe me, right?
Becky in the blonde wig trying to score points.
You know it.
How do you think she got the gig today?
That's why. Okay. Next time Billy needs to wear a blonde wig.
Okay, so you want to pitch something creative. What is the show?
Yeah. So it'll be like a creative arts show, like because you already have like a calm show like Cafe, right? And the other shows are pretty chaotic. I think Rewind is the only one that's pretty chill. But like having like a artsy creative channel, like people.
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that.
So
Name
what it'll be,
Marie
right?
Pondu Cherry Super
So for the first audition, right, we had Nightmare, whatever her name is. I don't remember. She's a girl that went on live a couple days ago and kind of like berated Eric about the whole Lego stuff, and Eric was so pressed and he was so you could see in his face that he was not having a good night, and I'm just like, whatever, I don't really care, but all right, let's move on because I feel bad for him. And now she wanted a show, right, that was particularly with, it was AI, it was arts and craft, and all I thought was, I'm not saying it can't work, right? Because like Becky was saying, well, stuff like that can't work or they're not at. No, like the art commentary community is big, right? People do like seeing other people draw, right? A lot of VTubers, a lot of the big VTubers did that for a while. I can't remember one of the Hololive English person, but she did that, right? She was an artist, right? And she wasn't the only one. A bunch of other people have done that, right? Where they, they'll stream 2 or 3 hour drawing, and people like that. That is something people want. I'm not saying she wouldn't be entertaining. It's just like, you need something there to be that people want, right? And I'm not trying to dog on this woman, even though I felt really bad for Eric. I just felt like this ain't gonna work for you, girl. Also, she reminds me of a girl I dated, and I just can't mess with that. Next person.
Let's bring in this person as well. The one true Leem. Zeta Ray, you're live in the show with the one true Leem.
Oh, you're muted, Zeta.
All right, how am I now? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Yep, you're good.
Alrighty. So what's up? What's up? I'm freshly discharged from the hospital from that dirty swamp water I got from Fat Camp. Is there an echo or is it just me?
You were still in the hospital?
Yeah, for sure. You have no idea what I went through. I was almost dying. Little Miss Wonder Woman was like, everyone was social except for Zeta. You would think that she would be social because she's so funny. Well, bitch, I was dying in my motherfucking motorhome. I did the best that I could do. I brought Billy tea. I made sure Billy was taken care of. We did it all. But now I have a nice little designer bag.
Nice. What'd you get?
To prove. Does it remind you of anything, Becky?
Oh, God.
Looks like your hot sauce, doesn't it?
What is that? What did I just look at? It is
the damage that you caused by coming back to Fat Camp. So why don't you tell Keem how great I am and how awesome I am, like you did to Michael while we were at Fat Camp. And then you denied it when we got back. I don't know. I don't think Azito would be good behind the mic. Bitch, I've been behind the mic on test twice, and I did just fine. I went on your show more than once, and I did just fine. You even sent me DMs talking about how fucking great I was. But I don't think Keem's hiring right now. Crazy how you always change your fucking story and you manipulate all these motherfuckers in this universe. So crazy. Go ahead.
happened. Were you in the hospital with a UTI infection this whole time, or was it something different?
I actually went into kidney failure. I had urine all the way past my ureters. It's a lot. I got a lot. Yeah. I'm sure that makes you smile. Keem, I love your face.
I was going to say maybe you're struggling so much because you're a giant pussy, but now that feels in poor taste.
Oh, who's the pussy? If I do remember correctly, I punked you for your seat in the theater, bitch.
Liam, I'm going to bring you back. I feel like we need the room. Okay.
Dude, if you're too weak to handle some water at Fat Camp,
Cherry super chatted $20.
Next person, Zeta Ray, the big fat whale lady that was, in lolcow camp, if you remember that little saga. But I think it's high time for me to do a look back at lolcow on the camp saga. It's been a bit of time, and I think my thoughts have more or less, I think I've come up with the right opinion. But when I come up with that video, probably it'll be out later today, if not like Tuesday or Wednesday. Back to the point I'm trying to get across, Zeta Ray was here. If you saw her during the whole Fat Camp saga, I thought she was okay and mildly annoying as hell. I thought she was just like a younger lesbian version of Tina, and that's all it was. And her and Becky throughout it just went at each other, and there's like yada yada fought. And then apparently Zeta Ray nearly had, I think she had kidney failure and everything, but I feel bad for her. If anything, that right there should show us how dangerous Fat Camp was. But I'm not going to try to make that case. People have made that case. I personally don't really care if it was or wasn't, because at the end of the day, it's all for the content at this point. So it is what it is. But like, it's funny because I cut it a little short. Or maybe I didn't, but Becky was just like kind of calling her a bit of a wuss and everything, and like, oh, if a little bit of water can do that much damage, then you're not, capable. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. A little bit of water can take a person down easily. There are people that do, die every year because of just a little bit of water. You stupid or something? Like, I don't understand that, right? And from what we understand, the water in Fat Camp was dirty. So if that is the case, you can't blame her, especially given that she lives, I believe, in an RV or something. Not the best living condition.
Joking. Don't take this the wrong way, Scott. Scott, if your show ran after test, I would go to sleep every single night with that on.
Is it the voice? I mean, I'm not the young guy. I haven't been on the internet. I don't really know what you're looking for in that case.
You have a calm. It's almost like Mr. Rogers, right? Like for those of you that are old enough that remember Mr. Rogers, you just have this calm, kind of steady, easing voice that just puts you into like a sleep state.
Monotone. Hey, I'm not the most popular guy. That's probably where. Excuse me. Go ahead.
I would say you talk a lot without saying much. And that's why it could be good though, because there are channels that do like boring history to fall asleep to or things like that. There's actually a market for it.
Scott, I'm going to put you in the YouTuber role. You made it to round 2. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Emery, I'm still waiting on you. Aura J, tell us about yourself.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was thinking if I were to be on a show, I was thinking like either lolcow emo. I'm a piercer. Either lolcow emo or maybe like I don't know. I don't do OnlyFans or anything like that. But if you have a show with some sluts, I'd fit in with those. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Why would you fit in on a show with sluts? Tell me more.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not sleeping around or anything like that. I'm only a slut for my fiance, but I just get along with them.
So do you have a lot of slut friends?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, Keem.
What? No. I didn't mean it like I.
Now this one, which is just painful to watch. It was very much, God help me now. What am I watching this? It was just the guy in the orange shirt, pretty chill guy. He seems cool. I think if there was a late night show right after test, but way before, cafe, I think he'll do a pretty good show. The chick with the nose piercing, if right near like the temple area, if you know what I'm referring to, those type of girls. She wanted to like have a show about sluts and all that, and I was just very, very like, what is this? Like, girl, what are you doing? Where's your parents? What even was this? I'm like, you have another guy who I thought he wasn't bad. I thought he'd probably be pretty good for Aussie. Now, mind you, a lot of these auditions were meant for the other shows as well. And as I was watching this particular clip again, I'm just like, there wasn't really much anything interesting apart from this girl who I felt that she wasn't that bad. I just thought that she was okay. And maybe I can make fun of her or just make fun of what she said. And thinking about it now, I'm just like, nope, not.
Thank you from Boogie.
Oh, for buying the T-shirt. Yeah, he's gonna get those out.
I've contacted him, everything. He will not respond back to me.
What a piece of shit. Go ahead, Becky.
All right, so I hear you like creating drama. Why?
I don't know, maybe because I'm like a drama queen. I'm not sure, but I find it kind of fun, to be honest.
So like if there's 2 people in the LCU you could cause drama between, who would it be and why?
I think purple hair and you. Because that
Oh,
seems like it would be
really?
fun. Yeah.
Zayzuda,
Like that would be fun.
Zayzuda, get your ass in here now. All right, continue.
Why purple hair?
I always thought she was like a try-hard, and she's super annoying. I always found her super annoying. But more, like I said, a try-hard. Just somebody who fakes trying to make drama. Like she's starting to grow on me a little bit.
Why do you think her and me would be good for drama against each other? Because we're both like people that get picked on by the rest of the universe. So I almost feel like me and her could be friends. Why would there be drama between us?
She seems like she likes to call you out. She could call you out. I think she could. I think you guys would have.
I think she likes to call anybody out for sure. Okay, so can you give me an example of how you create drama? What do you do?
Well, like I said, I haven't really been on YouTube much. This is kind of like my first time being on here. But I bet, given something, I can start something.
So our last clip, and I believe she was our last audience member, the last audition. Now there were a bunch of people before this, and a bunch I skipped. I just skipped a bunch of them because either their camera wasn't working and they got kicked off, or their mic wasn't working, other stuff like that. And I just felt That, you know, at this point, I'll just find the ones I like and I just keep them because they were just either entertaining or there was something about them that I liked. And this last clip was just like, this girl straight up just said like, I just want to cause drama, and I'm like, are you trying to be Lynx? Are you trying to replace Lynx? Because I don't think it's working out very well. Like, she straight up said like, oh, you know, I just want to start drama, and then she later on says like, oh, well, I haven't really been on YouTube, or, you know, I don't, like, something like that. And I was just like, you're trying, at least you're trying. Like, the other auditions, I think they all did try, and, you know, at least put in some effort, and at least, you know, did what they did, right? And in this particular like final clip, I was just like, we're at the end, ladies and gentlemen. We finally did it. After, you know, I spent 2 hours barreling through all of it, and then going back to rewatch it, and then to clip what I need, and then talk after, and I'm just like, God help me. It was so painfully bad. It's like, and I'm not trying to dog on these people, because some of these auditions, I think, if they had more screen time, could probably work. And at the same time, I don't want to dog anybody, because when I first started out on YouTube and started making content, I wasn't the best at it, and it took me, and I'm still growing. So I'm really not wanting to just down some of these people, but I feel like, I think some of these people would work better if they had time to create their own channel and focus on that for a bit of time, and then jump onto the LCU. I'm not the only one who said it, but I believe like Xylee herself said, like, you know, they need to stop pulling people from the Discord and give them their own show. And I don't think she's the only one. Other people in the past have said that a number of times. And you know what? I 100% agree with that. And watching this was just a little rough. I don't even know how I made this into like more than a 15 minutes video. I don't even know why. You know, I know some people do watch my channel for the clipping stuff, and like, thank you so much, but this right here, it's why some might do it, because like nobody's gonna sit down and watch through this, so I'll be the poor sucker. Yeah, you know, like, sub, and share, I guess. Till next time, y'all, God bless.